Lerin Lockwood today. She's the founder of Lion Latch, and she's an art teacher as well as a coach at her high school. And I would say, would you say also amateur athlete?
I like to think so.
So my first question for you, Lerin, is how old are you?
I'm 30. I turned 30 in May.
And how long have you been teaching in high school?
I've been teaching high school. I taught English originally, and now I teach art. And I've been this is my 7th year. I just started my 7th year.
Why teaching?
My high school ceramics teacher instilled the love of art in me and the passion of making things, and he convinced me that I needed to teach art to high school students and become a coach.
What kind of coach that he
well, originally it was just volleyball, and when I started coaching high school, it became volleyball and softball, and then volleyball and tennis. And currently, I just coach youth volleyball league out in Round Rock, Texas, out by Austin.
Those seem like very different things, to be an artist and then an athlete.
Right, I get that a lot.
How does that work together?
Well, artist by day and athlete by night, really. I teach 7 courses during the day, and normally I would leave my class to go to my tennis class, and I would coach out there 2 to 3 hours a day. But I recently discovered I was pregnant, and I'm no longer coaching high school sports. Instead, now I'm just running a little league for 6 to 12-year-olds out in Austin in volleyball.
Lerin, what is it about coaching? I guess, what is it about teaching and coaching sports that you enjoy?
The most rewarding thing about being a teacher and a coach is being able to teach a child, someone that's only been on the earth a few short years, teaching them a skill and seeing them become successful at that skill and excited, and also, teaching them passion, to be passionate about something that I love. And the best way for me to demonstrate or to actually teach them passion is to demonstrate that myself. And in the art world, it's a little more subtle and people are a little more quiet about the excitement and passion, but in sports, very emotional and kind of play-by-play, minute-by-minute emotions constantly change. So again, when I see the kids do something great and they're excited about it and they see I'm excited about it, that is the best part.
So I'm wondering if this comes from your parents. What's their influence on both of these passions?
My mother, actually, she was an interior decorator, and all I can remember, every phone call she ever made, she was always doodling and drawing, and then she was making stuff for windows and like balances and fabrics and draperies, and I would watch her build these things all the time during the week. And then when she got done with her day job, she would take me to either volleyball tournaments or games that she was officiating or games that she was coaching. I mean, my first sport memory is her as a baseball coach, and I'm sitting in the dirt outside of the dugout, and the boys are making fun of me because I had fat fingers. So I've definitely been submerged in the sports world my entire life, and that's where I got my volleyball start. I was probably 2 when she started taking me to matches. And then I got involved in softball, and as a coach, I got involved with tennis.
So what about your dad?
Actually, my dad was not the athlete or the artist. He's more of an animal lover. So that's where I think I got the love of animals, and maybe even where I brought in a lion into my company name.
Do you have any siblings?
I do. I have an older sister, and we're the exact opposite. She didn't enjoy sports as much as I do, but I coach her little girl, my niece, who is 9 or will be 9 in December. And my sister does take her to all of her sporting events, and she's there to help out with everything. So we're tight-knit, my mom and my sister and I.
That's interesting about your mom. So what does your mom do now? Is she still do both?
Actually, she's helping me design the interior of my house that we're building. My husband and I are building, and she helps me run the Little League, and that's kind of a part-time job in itself. And we run it twice a year, and it's successful. We just got the news that 9 of our 10 kids that tried out for a middle school team made it. And so that's exciting. We've only been running it for 2 years, and she officiates volleyball still. And she also runs club tournaments throughout the club season in volleyball.
So that's so interesting about your mom. Is your grandmother or her mom the same?
We are a working family. My grandparents were farmers, and we were born to work. And my granddad played sports, and he does carpentry work on the side. And so my granddad can draw. I mean, I can draw him a plan, and he'll build it for me out of wood. And that's one of the best things one of the things I enjoy most is going home and working in the shop with my mom and granddad. We've done a lot of projects together, but my grandma is the cook. So I definitely have some skills that I pick up there.
Can you tell us about what inspired Lion Latch? Actually, describe your product and what inspired it.
Sure. Do you want me to show you one? I have one.
Yes.
All right. So I invented the Lion Latch, and it's a small container for jewelry or supplements or vitamins. And you just pull the lid off. Oh, and I had a prenatal vitamin in mine. Anyways, you pull the lid off, and the purpose of it originally was to hold my rings and my other small jewelry when I'm playing sports. And so my ring goes on the little stem here, and the lid goes on. And the lid is airtight, but it comes with a carabiner. So it doesn't come unscrewed. I made it this way because things that come unscrewed scare me. And so if the carabiner is on, the lid will not pull off. And now you can attach it to your keys or your gym bag or your purse. I mean, tons of uses for it. But the way it came about was I was coaching softball, and I was catching in for our outfielders. And this was right when I got engaged, and I don't wear jewelry. I've been a tomboy my whole life, and jewelry used to make me cry when I was little. And we actually have photos of that. And I get this beautiful engagement ring, and I never want to take it off, but I'm catching in for our outfielders, and the softball, once I catch it, it smashed my ring into my finger and flattened it on the inside. And so I could barely get it off. And on top of that, it knocked out a diamond. And I couldn't find the diamond in my glove, and I didn't find it in the grass. And then I had to tell Trent, my husband, that I had broken this ring that he had worked so hard to get for me. And it was the first piece of jewelry that I've ever really loved, of course. And I didn't want that to happen again. And I couldn't find a safe place to keep my ring that didn't come unscrewed, or it wasn't just floating around in a pocket. And that's when I started drawing up ideas. I have a friend that works with 3D printing, and he put my idea in the computer. I had it drawn. He measured it, put it in the computer within minutes, and 2 weeks later, I had the first 3D printed Lion Latch. And after a year of using the 3D printed one, I had so many people tell me that they would like one too. Well, no one wants to pay $40 for a 3D printed small piece of plastic. So I took to Kickstarter, and I received the funding in a month, actually almost a year ago, to produce the product. And here I am a year later, and it's off the ground and running, and I'm so thankful because it's crazy that it was just an idea that I made for myself, and it's helping a lot of people. And that's probably the most fun about inventing something, is seeing other people use your product. It's kind of like coaching. Seeing the kids do something great, seeing my product go out there and do something great for other people.
So as that grows, could you imagine just doing that and not teaching or coaching?
I could imagine that, but at the same time, since I found out I was pregnant, I've kind of cut down on all of my jobs, really, because I love being busy and playing sports and being involved. And so I've already cut down quite a bit, and I I would love for the Lion Latch to take off to where it is my only job, but I guess also though I'll have a child soon that I could get involved in sports, and maybe that'll be another outlet. But for sure, that's a goal. I would love for Lion Latch to take off, and we offer it as a promotional item now, where you can have the lid screen printed on, and people pass them out. I've done a few. I guess I've done a few bulk orders like that. And again, this is just my first year, so hopefully the opportunities are endless. I'm really excited about growing Lion Latch.
If you had one ideal situation to come up this year for Lion Latch where it could come true, what would that be?
An ideal situation, for sure it would be a huge bulk order with screen printed lids. Like, that would be wonderful for me. Mainly because I'm starting a family, and my husband and I are building a house, and I've got a lot of goals for my artwork and Lion Latch, of course. So that's a huge goal that I'm pushing for right now, and I'm currently I'm selling it on my website. I'm selling Lion Latches on my website, and I go to volleyball tournaments and market days, and we're really successful once people see it. It's just the exposure. So on top of bulk orders, just getting out there, word of mouth, blog posts, magazines, anything like that. So exposure is definitely top on my list this year.
Can you tell us the website, the name of your website?
Yes, my website is lionlatch.com. And we have a Facebook page and an Instagram and a Twitter. So we are live everywhere.
Excellent. And my last question is, because we met not even live in real life, what is it about Texas that you love? And would you ever consider not living in Texas?
What was, you cut out, what is it about Texas?
That you love. Like, why do you love Texas? And would you ever live anywhere else?
You know what? That is so funny, because so many of my friends have moved out of Texas, and all they talk about is moving back. I definitely do not enjoy the cold that much. So I can't imagine it being cold more than 2 or 3 months out of the year. It's warm. Sometimes we can go swimming in February or jet skiing in February. And I don't know. It is definitely a Texas state of mind. And my husband and I are both kind of country, and it's beautiful out here, open land. We live in the hill country, beautiful sunsets, lots of water. It's an outdoor place, and you have a tan about 9 months out of the year, so that's not bad either.
Some people would say that Texas is a whole other country. If you were to describe how Texans are different than people from the East Coast, what would you say?
Well, it is definitely, it's a country in itself, because just to get outside of the state takes several hours. To get to El Paso that's half the battle. You get out of El Paso going to California, you're halfway there. So, but let's see, thinking about the East Coast, man, people that wear coats all the time. If I go to New York or something, I always have to carry a coat because the temperatures change that quickly. And just, like I said, we're outdoorsy people here, and it's a little slower. You're not in such a hurry to get everywhere, or sitting in the car forever, or having to walk everywhere. So slower in that way, but at the same time, I can get to work in 10 minutes in my car. So it's also a little faster commute.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Lerin. And
absolutely.
Thank you for watching our interview. You can find the transcript at ironstrongjewelry.com/blog. Until next time.